Okay, so a few people have been requesting this. Not a lot, but a few people have been requesting this. How do I make Undertale Monster Mania games? How do I do this stuff? How do I get started? What does this stuff mean? And how do I use it? So, I'll leave the link to the model in the description, but this is the UTM model, and I'm going to try to do this as fluently and as quickly as possible, but here's how you do it. So, in this first video, I'm just going to go over a few things. How to make an armor, a weapon, and a boss fight. I'll go over attacks on a separate video, but anyways, let's get started. We don't want to waste any more time. So, first things first, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up game settings, and now you're going to have to press grant permissions. It's like a new update, I don't know, just press grant permissions. And then you can name it to anything. So for me, I'm making a Madness Combat game, like a Madness Combat Monster Mania game, and I'll walk through what I've been doing in these few episodes, but for me, I'm just going to make it Madness Combat, or Madness Mania, or honestly, I don't even know, but I'll just put Madness Combat Chaos. And then you can put whatever you want for the description. I'm just leaving mine blank for now. But anyways, saving it, I'm gonna let it open up to a new tab. So let it do its thing. Okay, great. Now you're not done yet. So if you try to join in your game, or spawn in somewhere else, and you won't have you'll have like the data loading thing stuck on your screen. But we'll get into that in just a second. What you're going to want to do is you're going to go into security, and you're just going to enable studio access to API services. If you're wondering, does this allow viruses in my game? No, it does not. As you can read here, it enables studio access to game services such as data storage. So if you want the player to save their data every time you join in, you're going to have to enable that. And if you don't enable it, then the data loading screen will be stuck on your screen. Right? Probably wondering, like, okay, I got that fixed, but nothing is working. I still have a regular old normal game. That's because we haven't done anything to it. So, yeah, as you'll probably see, you'll have a huge model called Ungroup. You're going to open it. You don't have to read this if you want to. It just gives credits. You can read it here. Just pause the video. Anyways, just telling you how to unmodel it. So, you'll grab this, and you'll drag it into lighting. You could press Control U to ungroup it, or right click and press Ungroup. And I just want to do that for everything. So chat, from chat, ungroup that, server script surface, bring that in server script surface, ungroup, start a GUI, in, ungroup, and this is the loading data. Now it'll get really hard to work because you obviously can't see anything, and enabling the GUI just gets too much of a hassle. So I have a solution that many people know about. At the top right, you'll see this handy dandy UI. Right here, everyone has it. No one can say that they don't have it. I mean, you could be on any one of these things. You'll always have it unless you like somehow break the game. Anyways, you don't need to enable anything in settings. You should always have it. As soon as you add in anything to the GUI, then right here it'll be a thing. So you just want to click on it, and then it should be gray. And there you go. You can now see again, which is pretty cool. So, yeah. Okay, next thing's next. We're not done. We just have to do a few things, just like a few quick things, and we can obviously get in. So you're just gonna open up Starter Player, and I'm gonna grab in this one that says Starter Player, Starter Character Scripts. Grab this, just drag it in. So server storage, find server storage. I like to press Control U, as it goes really fast. And you just want to drag workspace into workspace, and ungroup it, just like that. Now you can delete the ungroup because we won't need that anymore, unless you really want to keep it, but that's nonsense. Okay, so I'm not going over what everything does, but obviously as you can see here, I don't know if any of y'all have ever played UTM before, but assuming that you have, this is the shop. this is the dummy, and over here this is the battle part. And you can't see it right now, but this is like a requirement to, like, you need to beat this boss in order to unlock this area, and it already has everything in there. Now before we do anything, a lot of people get mad and you just want to put in a spawn point just like this. So I like to make mine hidden, and since right now I'm just the only player in here, I'm gonna make it transparent and I'm only gonna have one. You can leave the spawning location there. So next thing's next. You're probably like, oh, I really want to make a boss battle. I'm tired of this stupid normal one right here. Well, you don't have to delete the normal one, but you can if you want to. But this is gonna be a really important, like, piece of the puzzle. So next thing's next. What you want to do is you're gonna open server storage, open up battle maps, and you should see example battle. I'm pressing Control D and I'm duplicating it, so you should see a new one right here. I'm going to click on the name, and I'm going to name it to whatever my boss fight's going to be. So, I'll name mine to Grunt. Well, my first boss battle is actually going to be Boombox Grunt. You can name yours whatever you want. Boombox Grunt, just like that. I'm going to copy the name so that it doesn't get too annoying later. But anyways, I'm going to come in here, and you should see a dummy. Before we mess with any of this stuff, you're going to get your thing, drag it into workspace, right? And now you should see the box appear. You're going to want to move it a little bit so that it doesn't get too complicated with the last boss fight. And now that you moved it, you should be able to come inside, see everything. You can click on it and it'll take you to the folder. So, I'm going to Control V because I copy and pasted my name. Names are really important in this. Everything has to have the same exact name. So, I'm going to keep my name there and I have it copy and pasted. Now, this is the AI where you do the special stuff, the attacks, the name, the distance, all that stuff, and it should have started you off with the fly and the server jump, okay? I'm not sure if the fly always, like, works, like, just straight off the bat, but I kind of find the server jumping annoying, so for this boss fight, I'm just going to disable it all. And then this is the humanoid. Down here, you can change his HP, everything. Just, I wouldn't recommend messing with anything else, but just, if you want to change the health, you have to change the max health first, and then you can change it. Don't delete this, and the head and the humanoid root part, those are really important. Animate, I wouldn't mess around with, that's just to animate the thing. So next is actually putting in your model. I'm just going to go in here, credits to whoever made this model, but I'm just going to use this, okay? You can use literally anything that you want. It doesn't really matter. Anyways, you'll drag him to where you want your boss to be. Now, there's probably one important thing I should mention. You'll always want to keep the root and the player spawn inside the boss fight. And never delete this. And you can change the color and you can change the environment. Just never, like, delete the root. But you can always change the environment and whatnot. Like, for the sake of this boss fight, I'll change this to black. Or, I'll change everything to, gray. And I'll change this to, like, neon blue. No, that'd be too bright. I'll just change it to, that. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the grunt, actually, and make sure that yours has no scripts inside of it, nothing inside of this thing. Like, it needs to just be its plain old thing. You're going to drag it into your boss battle folder, and you're going to open this up. Now, you're going to click on the AI from the dummy, or from your original boss fight, whatever it is, and then you're going to control and grab the animate. You're going to control and grab the humanoid, control and grab the damage. Now you don't have to press the move button or anything. You're just going to grab this, or you could cut it and you can paste it. You just drop it right in there, and next you can delete the dummy. So now you're probably wondering how close are you to being finished. You're nearly there, but we got the important stuff to do, the customization, the pizzazz. So here we go. So we're going to dive straight into this. So here is the really important steps. If you miss a step, your boss fight's probably not going to work. It's kind of annoying, but I know. So you're going to just make a part. I'd recommend changing it to a color that you can see. Doesn't really matter the color. And you're going to put it in your character, and this is going to serve as its hitbox. So you're just going to scale it to whatever you want your hitbox to be for your character. And then you're going to go into the properties for it. And honestly, to make things easier, I'm going to name it Humanoid Root Part. and yours has to be the exact name, humanoid root part. You can't mix it. It can't be welded to anything. It can't be anchored. It has to be just itself. Right, now you put it in there. You're gonna grab this and you're gonna drag it into your model. So now it should be inside of your model. So next, what you're gonna want to do is you're going to want to get another part. Grab this part and put it like right there, and then you're gonna want to scale this part down, and you're gonna want to put this on its head, and not to make like a hat or anything, but this is like it's what the game considers its head, so it can display its health and whatnot above it. But anyways, just gonna put that right here, and you're gonna come into here and you're gonna make sure it's all a capital like this. You're gonna name it head. You're gonna drag this head directly into the Madness Combat thing right here, and then you're just gonna change that to this. Make sure none of these should be anchored or welded to anything yet. Now here's where it gets tricky. You're gonna press the open and you're gonna type in weld, and the first thing that should come up is the weld constraint. So part 0 goes to humanoid root part, and then I'm gonna open it up, and if you're doing regular dummy, you should see torso or like upper torso. Just literally click on part 1, go in here, find your upper torso. For me, it's the middle chest. See right here, it's the middle chest for me. So weld constraint part 1 goes whatever you're welding it to. So I like the chest for the humanoid root part. For the head, part 0 should be the head. Part 1 should be quite literally whatever you want it to be. So for me, I'm putting smooth block model, because that's, or I'm probably gonna put it into the smooth block model, the other one, this one, and I'm just literally gonna do that by weld constraining part 1, and it goes to this one. Okay, see, it's that simple. So now it's not done. Last step, you're gonna double click into AI, and I'm gonna go through all of this. So first, you're gonna change your name to whatever it is, and this is why I like to Control V it, but I'm going to Control C, Control V the name onto that, and I'm gonna Control V the name onto monster name. Range of vision, this is where the enemy starts to attack you. What range? The attack of activation range, so like what range he can see you at for this one. This is where the range where he attacks you at. Now the attack order random. If it's random, then it'll, for example, if I had fly, pellets, and cheeseburger, if I have it on true, it'll randomly do any one of these, and it won't go fly, pellets, cheeseburger. If I have it on true, it'll go, I don't know, it could go pellets, cheeseburger, fly, or fly, cheeseburger, pellets. It'll go random. So for me, I like to keep mine false, because I like it to go in a regular pattern. You can make yours true with whatever tax that you want. So as you can see, just right here, I don't have any special tax for this occasion. It obviously like automatically gives you a attack. I mean, I'll do the attacks next video. So anyways, next what you're gonna want to do is you're just gonna go into here, and should be good. You can change your hit speed. I'm gonna change my hit speed to like 1.5, because 0.35 is really fast. So this is the only other thing that you really want to change, but don't change anything else in here. If you do, it will break. You're gonna come in here and you can change the damage. So this is how much damage you want to take if it touches you. Sometimes the fly may not work, but that's something that we'll fix on the attacks video. So don't worry about it. As long as it shoots, it should be good. So this is how much damage you'll take. So for me, I'll actually just do take damage 3. So yeah, that's good right there. And then everything should be good. You don't need to change anything in anime, anything in humanoid. Everything's fine right here. You can come into here. You could change the health and whatnot. So everything's good there. Here's another important part. You're gonna close your folder and you're gonna drag it back into battle maps. So you should have your battle right here. I'm gonna Control C the name again, and this time I'm gonna close workspace. I'm just gonna open up lighting. Now there's a lot of folders here. Don't worry, we'll get to each one of those sometime. But anyways, you're gonna open up battles, and you should see example battle. You're gonna click on the example battle, press Control D again, click on the name, and I'm gonna control V. My name needs to be the exact same name as this. Now don't let this fool you, because linked battle, you don't link this battle to this battle or else it'll break. Explain to you what you do. This is if you want to have a second phase to your boss fight, which we'll go over next video too. So, now you're probably wondering, oh come on, this is getting too long. Well, don't worry, we're almost over. Change your battle name, this is really important, to Boombox Grunt, or whatever you're doing. And then you're gonna go to category and you can change your category. So for me, I'm doing madness. So disable food, you can disable the food that players eat to gain HP. Disable weapons, disable their weapons and then they can't hit the boss. Fragment Chance, this is if you have a soul fragment, which I'll go over a few videos from now because that one gets kind of complicated. Soul fragments are like what abilities the character can get, or like the fragment chance of getting that soul ability. For right now, I'm just gonna change this to 0. Gold, you can change to gold. I'm gonna keep mine since this is like, or actually I'll probably change my gold to like 10. And then love, I'll change mine to like 2. And then linked battle, we don't link anything unless you're doing phase 2, just remember that. Max players, how many players do you want to be able to fight with your friends in there? And it'll split the XP, so you won't get the actual amount, it'll split. Resets, how many resets do you want the player to do? Reward weapon, what weapon do you want it to reward? I'll probably change my thing back to 1 for testing purposes. Share, if you disable share, no one will get the actual rewards. Like only one person will randomly get the rewards from it. Soul fragment, like I went over, I'm just gonna delete the soul fragment because we don't want it to drop anything. And XP is how much XP drops, so I'll do mine 15 XP. So I need to do that. Just like there. Cool. Close this up. Now we're on to the most easiest part. I'm gonna grab this battle, I should say battle, Control D, and then slide it over. You could scale it, you can change colors, so I'll just show you just like this. I'll change the color to white, or the most appealing, I'll change it to like this blue. Okay. Now what you want to do is you don't have to change the name or anything, it automatically sorts. You're gonna open up this, and you're gonna click on the drop down for script. You're gonna open up the battle, and you're gonna go and you're gonna click on this. And you're gonna go back into battles, into lighting, and make sure that you have this on. And then just like we did welding, we're gonna link this into our boss. So for me, this one's gonna be the Boombox Grunt. So click on battle, link this to Boombox Grunt, just like here. And if you have any questions, just make sure to comment, and it's like a pretty easy fix. I've been doing this for some time. So next, what you're gonna wanna do is test. Yay. I'm gonna open this up. Wait for it. And now that we're in, as you can see, our stick won't have any animations. I'll go over that this video. It should not take that long. You can make sure your menu works. Mine works. Weapons, bandage, soul. You can sell your food. This is the boss charts. You can see settings. Okay. So let's text it. Let's test it. So you're gonna come into here, and you should be able to press go. And here we go. We have our own boss fight. We don't have an animation, so the game is going to be kind of finding it kind of hard to hit it. But as you can see, it works. Just shake your camera around, try to hit it, and there you go. It kills it. If you follow the steps, it should just be that easy. And as you can see, this right here won't let me go through because I have to beat this boss fight. We could obviously link this to this. So next, really quick tutorial: how to make a weapon. So we'll just do that real fast. I have my own weapon that I actually made. So this right here. I know it looks stupid, but this is just a test weapon, so no judge. We'll bring this up like this. So you model your weapon, and you're gonna click on it, and you should have all your parts here, and you're just gonna basically here. I'm just gonna duplicate this handle, and I'm gonna delete everything inside of here real fast. You don't have to copy what I'm doing, okay? So what you should be focused on right now is making your own like model for the weapon. I like to make my models out here. So as you can see, we have this model right here. We have everything should be put into a union. Now you're probably wondering how you do that. I'll just grab 2 parts. You'll highlight both of them by pressing Control, and then you'll go to model, and then you'll press union, and now these 2 things are together. Pretty cool. So make all your stuff. Make sure it doesn't have any like wedges or whatnot in it. Make your model. I'll answer any questions if you have questions about the model. And then if you don't want it, you can separate the model. But mine can't be separated because I didn't make it inside the studio. It's a weapon I made in my old game. But anyways, I'll try to leave the link inside the description, but Clone Troopers like thingy, like the tool editor is very nice to use. You'll essentially what you'll do is you'll go into workspace and you'll put in a tool, and it's very important that you name it attack tool, and then you'll grab your weapon, and your weapon should be named handle. And next, what you're gonna want to do is, this is really important, this could break your game, so make sure to save before you make a weapon. It's kind of iffy if you do it wrong. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to open up the weapons folder. You should already see a stick. You can leave your weapon here for a second, but you should see a stick, and that's good. You're gonna leave it like that. Now you're gonna open up plugins. I'll try to leave the link to this inside the description. But anyways, what you're gonna do is you're going to click on your model with the Clone Troopers extension, and you're gonna edit the tool grip, and you can see at the bottom left how it's gonna look, and you can rotate it to try to make it how you want it to look whenever your character is holding it. So for me, I'm gonna try to make mine look as real as possible. So I'd say probably there. That's good. And now you can't have your weapon too big, or else it'll teleport you and you'll think there's an issue with the game. So this is good right here. Now we're gonna go back into weapons, control the stick, name it what we want. So for me, I'll name it grunt weapon, or no, I'll just name it grunt scythe. And I'm gonna control C this name, and I'm going to just edit these real fast. Make sure you put in the weapon name, and now I will explain these in just a second because these take a little bit, but obviously you can see the description, good job, just like that, and then it'll display the description. Now this next part, really important. So you're gonna open up the tool very carefully, and you're gonna grab this, and you're gonna drag your tool into here. So now you should have 2 tools. Here's the stick and the original tool. So you're gonna open up the original tool and your new weapon. So for me, the scythe. This is my scythe, and this is my original stick. I'm gonna take the damage and the trail, everything through it, and I'm going to take it and just drag it into my scythe, and then I'm gonna open up the handle for the stick, and I'm just gonna grab these 2 things, well, these 4 things right here, and drag it into the handle, and then we delete the stick. And now I'm going to add in a simple animation. How you do that is you're going to go into whatever animator that you like to use. Make sure that you have a build rig, and then you select this rig to animate. So you'll go into here, you'll select this, you'll animate and then I'm just gonna import my animation that I've made. So for me it's this, and I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna submit. And obviously right here, I'm gonna play, that's my animation that I've made, right? I'm using this animator, and I made sure to disable everything. I'll make a more in-depth tutorial on how to make one, but I disabled everything inside this dummy for the animation, except for the right upper arm, the right lower arm, and the right hand, so he'll hit. And next, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go into edit, and you're going to want to set the priority to action. Make sure looping is not on. And then you're going to want to go to export, and then you'll name it whatnot, and then you'll press submit. And it should give you a ID. Make sure you press the little copy thing. And once you have your ID, you're going to go back into your handy dandy weapon, and you're going to open up the handle, and you're going to go into each one of these, and then like go into each, like /R15 for example. You're going to delete that and control V your animation ID. So just like that, I'm going to go into /R6 too. Do just like that. And I'm going to do that for my stick as well. I'm going to go in here, attack tool, handle, /R15, delete, paste, delete, paste, just like that. So close these back up, and I should have your scythe. So now I'll go over this. Everything in here is if you want to link it to the shop. So the original shop is called example shop, right? The description, so the cost is how much you want it to cost. Mine is 0 because you'll get it from the grunt. And you have to click on sale if you want it to be purchased inside of a shop. Permanent is if you want to like allow them to reset and then they'll keep the weapon. No, for me, I do not want that. Shop, you'll type in example shop, just like this, and then it'll be linked to the example shop. But for me, I don't want it to be linked to any shop. And then that's basically all you need to know. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be known. Now I'm gonna open up battles, and if you want to, this is a little mini tutorial on how to link the weapon into the actual like if you want to beat the boss fight and then you want them to get the weapon, let me show you how to do that. Go into here, I'm going to see reward weapon. You can also do this with armors. You'll click on it and you'll do just like we did with the weld, and you'll open up the folder and you'll link it to your weapon name. Okay, next what you're going to want to do is test it. So we'll make sure that the weapon works. Okay, our game is still working. Should say rewards grunt scythe or whatever your weapon name is. Spawn into here. You see how much easier it is for me to hit him? It hit him. He's throwing the stuff at me, and then it does damage. As you can see, I kill him. 10 gold, 15 XP. You won't say it rewarded you a weapon, but anyways, I should go in here and I should see the grunt scythe. And you see it has my description, shows what my damage, what the damage was, or what I want it to be. I click on it, and as you should see at the bottom, if you named it attack tool, you wouldn't be able to click on it and tons would spawn. It should only spawn one. I'm gonna clip it, and there you go. Look at that. You have it just like that. You can fix the handle. As you can see, I messed mine a little bit. Now, let's test it real fast. So we'll come into here. So you can see. There you go. You've just learned how to make a really simple UTMM game. Attacks next video. Go over this next video. More in-depth shopping, and armors. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck scripting.